you start by calling out the racists in your party?
You know, while it's drastically lower, we already do that.
Ralph Northam, 2019. His high school yearbook, he admitted to either being the Klansman or the person in blackface, but would not confirm which one. His black lieutenant governor didn't push him to resign, and it was probably because he had his own essay issue going on at that time too. Still waiting for those outraged TikToks. Former President Barack Obama endorsed Canadian Prime Minister Justin Trudeau not once but twice. The first time right after his brownface blackface controversy. Joe Biden, if you have an issue figuring out you are for me or for Trump, then you ain't black. Comparing black people to roaches, saying the hard N-word as he read on the House floor, being a vocal segregationist, spearheading the 1994 crime bill which clearly affects the black community to this day, performing the eulogy at his former mentor and former Klansman's funeral. Those outraged TikToks must have got lost somewhere. Moving on. Former Klansman David Duke endorsed Tulsi Gabbard. Notable white supremacist Richard Spencer endorses Joe Biden and all Democrats in 2020 election after he mocked Trump for being too libertarian. Next.
I mean, you're so prejudiced, you don't even know that I worked for a business connecting people of color, especially teens, with free legal services so that they could have a defense, especially when they were getting harassed and coerced by police to take guilty pleas when they're innocent. But let's see your track record.
You know, it's a sad day when I have to prove to a white man my weight in my own community. But let's do it. Volunteering at an AIDS nonprofit for over 6 years. Currently volunteer 10 hours a week to help a community organization write grants. Worked for half my pay rate as a track coach and a dance instructor. Why? Because I saw kids in the hood weren't getting the same education as the rich kids that I were teaching. So I gave up my weekends and worked for less than half my pay rate to make sure those kids got the same damn training. Last week helped 2 kids in my neighborhood figure out how to find scholarships and how to fill out college applications. I didn't do shit, do I? And it is not prejudice to ask somebody who is not a member of my community to tell me what they actually do to support my community. I have a $5,000 budget that I allot every year to multiple community organizations. Sometimes I donate to one.
Let's see that you're not performative, because I think that you're fake as fuck.
I'm not an activist. So who's being prejudiced now? My track record speaks for itself. I take very few resources from my community. But I'm sure the money you make from those $50 hoodies goes to the organizations and people you claim you care so much about, huh? Moving along.
I would 100% rather have a performative person than have someone like you actively throwing their community under the bus for clout and then also working as hard as they can to regress society.
And this is why you're a racist. This is not a monolith. This you will never understand. This you have no personal stake in. And you just admitted to being a performative activist. And while there are people in my community who are easily duped, I am not one of them. I see right through people like you, and I will never stop calling you out. I offered you a platform to debate, and you chose to make a video where you can control the narrative. Maybe it's just a coincidence that you ignored that part of my video. Keep tap dancing for profit, boo. Peace.